Hello and welcome to another episode of The Popcorn King. I don't know if what episode this is, probably like episode 28. Who's keeping count? Watched a bunch of movies, watched a bunch of series as well, and I'm really excited to get right into it. So let's just begin because I'm foaming at the gams to speak about these TV shows. So the first two are going to be TV shows, and I'm going to start with, of course, The Paper. So The Paper is the brand new documentary style, mockumentary style TV show with Domhnall Gleeson. I never know how to say his name. But basically, it's the spin-off of The Office, or like the sequel to The Office, the American Office. And yeah, so this is like that same documentary crew have moved onto a new project, and they're doing a project on basically a newspaper, and just following them around the office. It has one potentially one recurring character. There might be more actually, but yeah, if I remember correctly, Oscar from the original American The Office, he has subsequently got a job at this newspaper, so he's in as well, but the rest are basically all brand new characters. So what did I think of this TV show? I thought it was actually quite good, quite funny, new, funny, not as outwardly funny as The Office, the American Office, especially the English Office. Definitely not as awkward. Like, there is a deep sense of awkward tragedy about Michael Scott in The Office and David Brent in the English Office. Like an awkward, tragic sense of just somebody who feels no shame, I guess. And it's kind of tragic to watch them bumble through life and try to be as popular as possible. This does not have that at all. It doesn't have any character anywhere near as close to as iconic as Michael Scott / David Brent. It's just nowhere near. So Domhnall Gleeson, he's the main character. He's like the boss, the new boss. And I actually guess that rather than The Office is more about the sort of mundane life of a normal sort of office job and what it's like to be just sort of a cog in an office job. And we don't really get to know much about the sort of the paper industry, because obviously they like distribute paper, I guess, or something, or sell paper in The Office. But in this, The Paper, the TV series is actually a little bit more interested in exploring the job and what it means to be a reporter, to write a newspaper. It's kind of much more about the business side of it, really. Obviously, you've still got all the inter-character relationships and stuff. But yes, it's way more interested in what it's like to be a reporter of a brand new newspaper, and yeah, I guess that's a nice change from the original Office. Just like the original Office with Pam, for example, this one has maybe two kind of adorable, infectious romance love stories going on. Maybe even three. I don't know, but yeah. So I really love that. That works really well in this one, just as it did with Pam and who was the male character in that? Pam and not Mike, not Dan, some ordinary name, not Bill, not Ben. I don't know, I can't remember his name. But yeah, in this one, Domhnall Gleeson kind of has the sort of will they, won't they relationship. And it's really cute. And then also there's another character that has another one as well. So that's good. These writers are just good at building up a slow, cute romance that will sort of end in something that really makes your sort of stomach butterflies and stuff like that. Obviously, there's just something so great about the mockumentary, which is interesting because later on I'm going to be doing a review of the new Shelby Oaks movie, which has a lot of mockumentary style in there as well. But yeah, The Paper in The Office and Parks and Rec, for example, it just is so good because you just get that narration, you get that real moment, like Modern Family, you get that real moment for the characters to comment on the situation, which you don't really get. Like in Friends, one of the best series ever, Chandler doesn't really reflect or comment on any of the situations. We just follow him in real time, you know. Um, Ross doesn't get to look back and comment on the leather trousers very much. Whereas in mockumentary style, all the characters have the luxury of perspective to actually comment on some of their circumstances, which is so interesting. It's so good. It's just a really fun way and a great sort of vehicle for jokes. I just thought it was a good show, really good. Like I really enjoyed it. It's nowhere near as good as The Office, nowhere near as good as either like the American Office or the English Office. It's probably not as good as Parks and Rec either or Modern Family, but it's nowhere near as bad as a lot of the sitcoms are. This one is a solid sitcom. It's good, funny, real cute love story that you get really invested in, and I recommend it. Yeah, I totally recommend this. So if you want to watch a feel good type of show, really, that's just going to make you feel good and make you laugh here and there, The Paper is great. It's really, really great. I really recommend it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Obviously, as always, there's a movie playing behind me. If you know what that movie is, type it in the comments below. And the first person to type the movie in the comments below will obviously get 10 points. And that 10 points can be used to do with whatever you please. Whatever you please. Next, I'm doing a review of the brand new season of Slow Horses. Slow Horses is the brand new season. I think we're on like season 4 now or 5. Wow, they go quite quick these seasons, to be honest with you. So it's got Gary Oldman, obviously, Jack Lowden, Kristen Scott Thomas. I can't believe how fast they do these seasons. At the end of every single season of Slow Horses, they have a preview of the next season, like it's already done and ready. And you're like, damn, you guys knock these out so quick, and they're such good quality. I think the writer, he won the Emmy last year, I believe. And his name is Will Smith, not the Will Smith, not the slap guy. But yeah, just really fun, solid, great police detective type of show. Funny, really funny. Like Gary Oldman has got a great sense of humor. This is another brilliant season. Gary Oldman just shines. He's so in this character. He knows this character so well. I'm not going to go into really any of the spoilers or the plot, really. You kind of know what you're getting. I have to say that sometimes Slow Horses presents its plot and the scale of the plot to be like this big thing. However, it always manages by the end to feel a bit small. Whatever the big crescendo of the season is, it always ends up being, that was quite a small thing that ended up happening, I guess. Like the way it was resolved ended up being not as Hollywood as it kind of feels like it's going to build up to be. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just something I've noted. I've like, damn, like it really felt like, like London was falling, but it sort of just ends in like a sort of 4-person shootout, and yeah, it ends, and it's like, okay, yeah, it was. We didn't get to see London fall, which is fine. I don't want to see London fall. Some people think London's already fallen. But yeah, they managed to make it feel kind of small. And it is a small show. It's a ragtag group of misfits who have been sort of, they work for the MI5, but they've all been a bit disgraced and punished. And they've been sent to work at Slough House, which is this, just a really shitty office. And basically MI5 really don't want anything to do with Slow Horses. And they manage to get themselves always mixed up in some of the biggest cases that are happening. And they're just brilliant. The character dynamics is great. The British wit, it's funny. There's loads of really funny lines in it which make me chuckle, make me laugh. Jack Lowden, some people think maybe he's going to be in the running for the next James Bond. Not sure how I feel about him as a James Bond. He's got a bit of a soft face. In this season, I have to say, Christopher Chung really stood out. He's a great British actor. Seen him on British theatre before in things like Heathers, and yeah, he's just doing such great work now. He was doing great work back then as well. Jonathan Pryce is as good as always in this. I really can't recommend this show enough. My stepdad recommended this to me, and I binge watched about 3 seasons. And you do have to think, when you watch it, you have to go, ugh, I can't be bothered to watch another sort of police crime show. But this is different. I have to say, it is different. It is really good. And Gary Oldman steers it so well. He's so deadpan. He just says the most horrible jokes all the time. And he's just clever and dependable at the same time. Absolutely love it. I really recommend this show. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe button. And there's obviously a blurry movie in the background. If you can tell what movie that is, number 1, I'd be very impressed. And number 2, you'll be getting 10 points to do with whatever you want to do with. And you have to just write it in the comments below and be the first one to do so, and you'll get 10 points. Right, let's move on to the next review that I'm going to be doing, which is going to be a review of a movie which I saw at the cinema, and this movie is called Bugonia. So Bugonia is the brand new Yorgos Lanthimos movie, starring Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone, basically 2 actors. That's not true. There's Aidan Delbis as well, who I'm going to speak about a bit later. But yeah, very, very small cast. Could basically be a play. There's barely anyone in this movie. What is this movie about? So 2 conspiracy... I'm reading the plot off IMDb. 2 conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. And that's basically... the whole plot is they kidnap Emma Stone, shave her head, put a bunch of cream on her face, because they think that's, she uses her hair as sort of a location tracker, and how she contacts her aliens. And the cream, I don't even remember what the cream is for, but it was for a good reason. And she's obviously like, okay, I'm not an alien. And it's just this back and forth. And Emma Stone is just incredible. Jesse Plemons is wow. They're so good. The movie is wonderful. It's weird. It's wonderful. It's just typical Yorgos Lanthimos movie. It's just dialogue, really great dialogue. It's this battle between Emma and Jesse. Emma and Jesse. And they do it so well. Like, I really do think they put in some of their best performances. This is probably Jesse Plemons' best performance. I'm not sure how they are doing in the sort of Oscar race, but personally, I would put Jesse Plemons as a nomination for Best Actor of the Year, because he's really, really good in this movie. He's just wonderful. Emma Stone is also incredible. I would say that maybe she could get nominated as well. I think I might put her in a nomination. I would, if I was voting, I think I would nominate her as well. I'm not sure she would win, put her as the win, but she's incredible. They're both so good. Now, obviously, Emma Stone has she's had quite a lot of success with Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm not sure the Academy would award her again, but I don't see why not. Like, it's a brand new role, it's a new word, she's playing a brand new character, and she's doing it incredibly well. And Jesse Plemons just plays a wide range of emotions, and you, as the movie goes, you kind of go back and forth thinking, okay, is Jesse Plemons insane? Or is Emma Stone really an alien? You really do go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you would think, as an art house movie, they might leave this ambiguously, but they don't. They answer it. They give you a fully fledged answer. And I'm gonna go into that in a minute. So there will be some spoilers at the end of this review. But before that, I do want to mention the other actor, basically. The other conspiracy theorist. He plays Jesse Plemons' cousin. And this actor is Aidan Delbis. And he plays a character called Don. Now, he doesn't say very much in the movie. He's more of a sort of silent sidekick. He does have some stuff to say. But yes, he is a young actor on the autism spectrum. So he's got autism. And I just think he is really good in this movie. Is it relevant that he's got autism? Was he playing an autistic character? It's never mentioned. They don't mention him having autism at all. He seems to depend a lot on his cousin, and they seem to love each other very, very much. And his cousin definitely maybe persuades him / takes advantage of him very slightly here and there, or maybe even quite a bit, you might say. But yeah, it's never mentioned that he's got autism, and that's just great in my opinion. I'm just like, yeah, some people in this world just have autism, and that's the end of that story. Now let's just carry on. Like, you don't need to sort of delve into that much, unless you're doing a story about autism, which this is not. But yeah, you can, like, the world has people with autism. Like, actors with autism can play characters and it just be not a focus point at all that they've got autism. They can just be populating the world, and that's absolutely fine. And I think it's so cool that a story is written with basically 3 characters, and one of those 3 characters is played by an actor with autism, and maybe that character has autism, maybe he doesn't, but it's just unimportant, really. It's kind of basically unimportant. And I really, really, really love that. And I really do sort of picture a world one day where a gay character can be in a movie and him being gay is utterly unimportant to the story. A trans character can be utterly unimportant to the story. It does not need to be this identity affirming, huge character driving force. Just like me being straight, or me being coloured in my skin, or me having asthma, or me being right-handed, or me having brunette hair. Like, none of these things really matter. They matter in certain aspects of your life, I guess, but if I'm in a story about an alien, they really do not matter. And I think that's awesome. And that's I think it just leads to slightly more interesting characters. It's like, yeah, we've just hired an autistic guy to play this character, and he's going to play this character in his way. And it leads to an interesting dynamic, something that you don't see if they hired someone who wasn't on the autism spectrum. It would have been a different dynamic. And it's just different stories being told in different ways. We've seen a million movies now. It's nice to just see somebody who is on the autism spectrum and it's just not mentioned at all. And like the same way, it would be lovely to see sort of gay characters, people of colour, where that's just not an issue or a driving force of the story. It's just the bit of colour that populates the world that you're watching. I love it. Personally, I love it. I have to say, I love it. Now, a little bit of spoilers towards the end. Actually, a huge spoiler. This is the spoiler, because you're going to be going back and forth. So, huge spoiler starting right now. She's an alien. And it ends in a really bonkers direction. She transports back to her spaceship, and they're humanoid sort of aliens. They look like humans, and they decide to just kill everybody. And it's this montage of just all these dead humans around the whole world. They've just instantly died, it looks like, at the cafe, at a bar, having sex. And yeah, it is a really interesting ending, because you're like, it's a completely different tone to the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie is realistic, I guess. And then he switches to an incredibly bodacious, and I don't just mean like the story went in a bodacious direction. I just mean like the color palette, the vibe. It just went in a really bodacious flip. And some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it. I think for me, it kind of worked. I didn't love it. I was like, this is odd. I feel a bit removed. Almost like this is some kind of... Mark Commode said it comes across more as a punchline rather than a payoff. And he is so correct there, as he is always correct, basically, in my opinion, when it comes to movies. But yeah, it kind of feels like here's like a punchline of a joke. And we're going to try and make you laugh, I guess. Instead of like a payoff to what you were hoping was going to be like this back and forth, this battle between them. Is she an alien? Isn't she? Is Jesse Plemons just crazy, or isn't he? The payoff you were expecting, I don't know. It didn't quite come across as a payoff. It more came across as a let's do a joke and let's sort of fool the audience here. Like, this is sort of a silly ending, basically. And I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. It felt just a bit like a silly choice, maybe. Silly. And I love a bit of silly. It just felt like a silly choice. They was like, hey, let's just be silly to end this. And that's fine. So, yeah, that is what it did at the end. No more spoilers. I mean, that's the only spoiler you can really have. It's the biggest spoiler there possibly is. But yes, I overall really love this film. It is currently in my top 10 of the year, I would say. But it's probably going to get knocked off because some of the best movies of the year are going to start coming out soon. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. What did you think of the ending? Am I crazy? Did it come across as a punchline to you or a payoff? And also, there's a movie on in the background. If you can guess what that movie is and you like, comment and subscribe. And when I say comment, I mean comment the name of that movie in the background, that blurry movie. Number one, I'd be very impressed, like I said before. Number two, you could be getting 10 points. But number three, I don't have a number three. Next, I am going to be doing a review of a movie that I saw at the cinema, and this movie was called Mastermind, or The Mastermind. The Mastermind is the new Josh O'Connor movie, starring Josh O'Connor. And I'm going to read the synopsis for you. In 1970, failed architect James Blaine Mooney and cohorts wander into a museum in broad daylight and steal 4 paintings. When holding on to the art proves more difficult than stealing them, Mooney is relegated to a life on the run. What did I think of this film? This film was so almost boring. Like, it was basically boring. But never quite boring enough for me to just be like, oh, I'm so bored. Just like, I'm on the edge of being bored all the time. I'm like, it's nearly boring. It's so nearly boring. This whole film is so almost boring. Like, so close to being boring. But it just doesn't give you the satisfaction of being able to throw your hands up in the air and go, yep, it's boring. Great. It's almost like, it's just always kind of like, oh, we might be interesting. We might be interesting in a second. Just keep your focus. And so it kind of does do that in a weird way. But yeah, it's so close to being almost boring the whole way through that you're like, by the end, I have to say, I don't think I'd ever watch this movie again, and I don't think I would recommend it. For me personally, I was like, it was too close to being boring throughout the whole film. Now, if you do watch it, you'd probably see that it seems to be an intentional choice from the director. It is intentionally mundane, I believe. It's like I said to my friend who I went to see it with that I feel like I might be giving the director a bit too much credit if I said he was trying to make a statement on how crime can actually be a sort of slow, mundane life. Um, because, you know, you read the synopsis, you think, oh, okay, this is a heist. He's on the run. It sounds action packed, but it is not. I promise you. I'm not kidding, about a 10-minute scene of Josh O'Connor trying to put the paintings in a barn, and he just sort of methodically sort of removes them from their crate, puts this ladder up against this sort of balcony bit, climbs up the ladder with the crate, and then goes back down and brings the paintings up, and then puts the paintings back in the crate, and then just pushes the crate underneath this hay and sort of hides it. And this is a 10-minute scene. And it's like, yeah, that was a long, long scene. And the whole time you're thinking, what's going to happen? Is something going to happen? Like, I feel like he's going to destroy the paintings or something, or but he doesn't. Like, he just does the thing that he needs to do, and he hides the paintings. And by the end of it, you're like, that was boring. But it wasn't. It was because I was always close to thinking something was going to happen. It wasn't quite boring. But in the end, nothing did happen. So retrospectively, it was boring, if you know what I mean. And that shit happens throughout the whole film. Like, there's so many long, drawn out scenes. Camera just sort of looking around at his hotel room where he writes something, or he's trying to, you know, fake a passport. And the camera takes like 10 whole minutes to look around the room. And you're just like, is something good? Like, yes, something is happening, but it's happening in such a mundane, like intentionally mundane way. But like, I don't think the director was making some statement about how crime can be boring. I don't know. I think he was just saying. I think he just wanted to show, like, yeah, this is a very slow heist, and being on the run is not all action packed and running away from police. It can be just these sort of slow moments of just having to do the things you need to do. It almost, like, every instance, it almost felt like, okay, they're setting up a comedy bit. I had this before in a previous movie that I reviewed called The Materialist, where it was like, Materialist was sort of gagging to be a rom-com. This, it really felt like it was going to be a comedy of errors. Like, things keep going wrong, and oh no, like, but it never really materializes. Like, there's a moment where he's like showing his team, like, he's got a piece of paper with the paintings that he wants stolen. He's like, look at it, and then they go, okay, we're gonna go in. And he goes, no, don't you want it? And they go, no, it's all right, I remember. And you think, oh no, they're gonna get the wrong paintings. They don't. Like, it's constantly just setting up something that you think, oh no, here we go. Like the bit that I was talking about where he puts the paintings up on this bun, like, he accidentally knocks the ladder down, and you're like, oh no, there's going to be this slapstick moment. He's going to be stuck up there. What's he going to do? He just jumps down. There's no punchline at all. Any of these moments is like comedy set up in what should be a thrilling sort of action heist movie. And there's no comedy, basically. And there's no action. It's a very, very, very slow movie. Josh O'Connor is quite good. That's really all I've got to say about it. I wouldn't recommend it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Am I insane? Am I just am I too sort of dumb to get it? Am I part of the TikTok generation, right? I need exciting things to happen in movies. I can't just sit down and enjoy sort of very slow movies anymore. Maybe I am. Maybe it's just me. Let me know what you thought, like I say, in the comments below. Also, if you are going to write in the comments below, write down what you think the movie is behind me, because it's a great movie, one of my favourite movies. And if you get it right, if you're the first person to put the name of that movie down in the comments below, you will get 10 points. And those points can be used to basically do anything you want with. Anything at all. But just remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Next, I am doing a review of a movie that I saw at the cinema. And this movie is, of course, called Shelby Oaks. Shelby Oaks is the brand new horror movie by director Chris Stuckman. He is obviously a movie pundit as well, who got a bit of flack for saying, I'm not going to review movies that I don't like. So he's a movie pundit that only reviews movies that he likes. And he got a lot of flack for that. But I watched John Campea saying something which I probably agree with, which is, well, he's not just a movie pundit anymore. He is a director. He's in the industry. And it's not classy for a director to be bashing other films. You know, it's just not a classy move, especially if you want to be working in the industry. You don't want to go around bashing other directors' movies. So if you're a reviewer and you don't like films and you're going to be critiquing them and stuff, that's fine, but it's not in a director's place to necessarily go around critiquing other directors' work. So I actually agree with John Campea, which means I agree with Chris Stuckman. So yeah, what is this movie? It's a horror movie. Of course, it's his first ever movie, so of course it's a horror film. A woman's obsessive search for her missing sister leads her into a terrifying mystery at the hands of an unknown evil. This movie was middle of the road, I would say. Good, some very good moments, some bad moments as well, which for your first ever film is good. It's probably going to make money, so I would say it's probably going to be a success. It's got the found footage element, and it actually works really well. Like, I really do enjoy. Some people think it's just a gimmick. It's a gimmick, but I like it. I love The Office. I love Parks and Rec. And talking of Parks and Rec, there is a great found footage movie called Rec, which is like well, I watched the original Mexican version, and it's a great zombie horror movie set in an apartment. It's called Rec, R-E-C, and obviously you've got Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity. You've got loads of these movies, and I always find them good. I find them fun. You know, some of the best moments in what's his name? Shyamalan Ding Dong. Shyamalan. What's his first name? M. Night Shyamalan. His two of his best movies, Sixth Sense and Signs, they both have an excellent moment of found footage in them. Sixth Sense, when they're at the funeral and they find the boy finds the footage of the little girl who filmed her mum poisoning her. Such an impactful moment in that movie. And then, of course, in Signs, one of the scariest moments of all time is when Joaquin Phoenix is sitting in a closet watching the news, and the news shows footage of a party where they see an alien walking across like an alleyway. And it's terrifying, and Joaquin Phoenix's performance in that is great. So yeah, found footage can work really well. And this one starts off with like a 20-minute documentary, basically. You watch a documentary. And it's engrossing. It's fun. The story just begins to unfold in a really fun and interesting way, and then it goes into not a found footage movie, and that's great as well. So, fun combination of elements there. Now, I will say there are moments where you think, okay, this feels a bit student made. As in, there's a few moments where our main character is watching some footage, and then the camera will zoom in on the footage, but it will zoom in on something which I can't make heads and tails of. But the music and like every like bit of cinematic language is suggesting that I'm supposed to realize something, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at all. I'm trying to squint. Am I supposed to see like some sign or something? But it happened quite a few times where the camera focuses in and zooms in on something, but to me it just looks like nothing. Like I can't see the thing. The cinematography or the director has not directed my gaze to the right thing, because I'm not getting the information. It happened a couple of times, and also, obviously, characters make bad choices in horror films. That's just the law. But in this one, it's like, you gotta go to what you believe is like a haunted prison on your own in the middle of the night. Now, granted, I'm gonna give a little bit of leeway here. If I thought my sister was kidnapped and held somewhere, um, and I thought it was, and I realized, let's say it's like 11 p.m. right now, and I realize right at this moment at 11 p.m. it's in a prison cell, an abandoned prison cell, and no one else believed me, I would just go on my own. I just would. So yeah, I would be the dumb character going on my own. But it doesn't feel like she ever tries to get anyone to go with her, you know. And again, like going into an old woman's house. I mean, I would do it for my sister. So maybe I'm being a bit hypocritical here. So I guess I probably would do that if it was my sister. And I would do it not scared. But yeah, there are just some moments like why in horror films, and in this film especially, would you, when you hear something, do you turn around so slowly? Like, why? You know? It's like, just turn around and look at what the hell that thing was. Obviously, it's like, I'm too scared to look, and that's fine, but it's just annoying. There's a few horror tropes which are sort of highlighted in this film, which are a little bit annoying. A little bit. But overall, the story unfolds well. You get new bits of information throughout the story, and it's interesting and engrossing at points. There are those little moments that I'm talking about which makes it feel like a first feature film, but great work from Chris Stuckman. And I mean, I love horror, so I'm primed for this sort of stuff. But I think great work from Chris Stuckman. Fun little horror film. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear it. Let me know if you can name that movie on behind me. It's not a horror movie, but it is very, very, very good. If you can name it in the comments below, if you're the first person, you get 10 points. Okay, 10 whole points. How can you say no to that? Right? All right, guys and gals and everyone in between. I bloody love you.